I just want to address, maybe the people out there who, a common theme. People out there who think and say, I can't afford to be healthy. Just want to break down and explain why, that isn't the case, and why it's just not a good mindset to have at all. It's obviously a limiting belief to begin with. It's also not true whatsoever. And I'm going to break it down exactly why. So I just went out and did a 4-day grocery shop. I usually, if I'm meal prepping or getting ready for the week, the work week, but in general, I'll do a 3 or 4 day meal prep or shop for 3 or 4 days. I'll either meal prep that or, cook individual meals. But to those out there who say that they can't afford to eat healthy, they can't afford to be healthy, that's just a complete falsehood. That's complete nonsense. My recent 4-day grocery shop, I spent $80, which got me just over 3.5 pounds of chicken thighs, 3 pounds of grass-fed beef, so that's the expensive shit, 12 pasture-raised eggs, again, expensive, some whole milk Greek yogurt, about 4 or 5 servings, 70 grams of protein in total, some frozen fruit, mangoes and blueberries, 5 avocados, 5 sweet potatoes, 5 onions, which are a great vegetable. I think I love frying it up, adding that with the ground beef or with the chicken thighs. Also studied to be a good vegetable for testosterone and just overall men's health, along with garlic. But anyways, also bought about a pound of sliced peppers. And I think I might be missing something. But anyways, whatever. That's besides the point. Overall, that was just over $80. I think it was $81.64 or something like that. So all of that if we break that down into 4 days, we're talking about roughly around 2,300 calories per day, 199 grams of protein, with about 120 grams of carbs per day. That's per day for 4 days. Just over $80. So if you're telling me right now that you can't invest just about $20 a day into your health, that's nonsense. That's complete nonsense. Let's break that down over a month. $20 a day, we'll call a month 30 days. We're talking about $600 a month. $600 a month, which would be what, $7,200 per year. And you're telling me right now that you can't afford to do that. That's absurd. That's absolutely ridiculous. Just think about the amount of times, maybe you go to the bar. This was me. I actually went out last Saturday here, bought myself a mixed drink along with my 2 roommates. It was $30 total. So a day and a half worth of the food that I bought, just in fucking 30 seconds there. And I went out and had 1 drink. Just think about all the people out there. You're putting down 5 or 6 at night when you're out at the bar, maybe more. And you're gonna say, oh, that's expensive. Oh, that's boring. I don't get it. And I see all these fitness cooking gurus online. What they're doing is awesome. What their accounts are showing is awesome. You know, they're making shit where it's like a low carb tortilla with low fat cheese, and I don't see the appeal in that. I don't see how that would taste any better than the stuff I make. My staples are, you know, a bowl of ground beef with eggs, avocado, maybe a sweet potato, a yogurt bowl with some fruit, maybe some honey, maybe some chocolate in there. And you know, I have a full list of recipes, but maybe for dinner, again, ground beef with some chicken, maybe an avocado in there, sweet potato, diced onion. I mean, Jesus, I just keep it simple. And honestly, like, when I look at these low calorie recipes that I see online, I don't really understand. I don't know how that's appealing to someone. I'd rather just eat the way that I eat, and then maybe once a week, or, you know, once or twice a month, go out and just eat like the shitty version of these healthy options that these gurus are whipping up in the kitchen. I don't see their diet or these meal plans as sustainable. I think the way that I just broke it down there, you know, I have 3.5 pounds of chicken, 3 pounds of ground beef, 12 eggs, a full tub of Greek yogurt. That's 4 days worth of food. I know exactly what I'm eating each day. I know exactly what I'm getting in each meal. I don't get why someone would go to a page, one of these cooking guru, fitness guru pages with hundreds of recipes, you know, watch all that, and then, you know, kind of have to go out to the store and buy all this specific nonsense just to whip up a fucking a fucking anabolic hot pocket that's half the size of the bowl that I made, with probably tastes like shit too compared to the whole foods that I make. But again, the overall premise of this video, it's just like, let's just break that down like I did. $80 for 4 days. We're talking about around $600 a month and $7,200 a year to be healthy. And just imagine, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I cheat from time to time sometimes, and I spend more on food than this typically, or in certain scenarios. I spend more than $7,200 a year. No question. I go out to dinner sometimes. Sometimes I do a cheat meal if I'm with my family, or it's like a special occasion. But could you just imagine if maybe 95 to 99% of the time you just stuck to a grocery shopping list and a meal plan like this? Like, yeah, maybe some people think it's weird, and maybe it is, but who the hell cares? I'll tell you right now, if you ate like this 95 to 99% of the time, if you ate like this 95 to 99% of the time, you would absolutely save money. I guarantee you would save money compared to the diet that you're on right now. That's number one. Number two is, if you're trying to get cut, if you're trying to put on muscle, lean out, maybe bulk, a grocery shop meal plan and diet like this is money. This is as good as it gets. You're getting in 200 grams of protein a day for $20. And I usually break this up into 2 meals, but I mean, I'm eating meals of like 1,000 to 1,200 calories each. I mean, that's a lot of food. You know, most people probably would rather break that up. You can break it up however you want. But I just suggest to you, just like, if your goal is to just get fit, if it's to feel better, look better, get in better shape, get stronger, get leaner, get more athletic, this is the way to eat. This is the way an athlete would eat. This is the way, like, you know, an elite performer would eat. So I don't get it. I just don't get it. The excuse where you can't afford it is just, it's a total joke. And if you're telling me you don't know how to cook, I mean, come on. We're in the day of the internet age. You don't need a fucking PhD to fry up some ground beef and throw some fucking chicken thighs in the oven. Come on. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Shit, this 4-day grocery haul, I meal prepped this. It took me maybe an hour. So now I have all the, I will be honest, the eggs, obviously I didn't meal prep that. So that I will have to cook up. So we'll call that, I'm doing that 4 times. That's like 10 minutes of cooking and cleaning each. But this meal prep took about an hour. So for 4 days of food, we're talking about maybe an hour total, an hour and 40 minutes total of cooking and cleaning. All that. And you're telling me you're going to, my diet's boring, my diet's weird and expensive. I don't give a shit. Have fun going to, Mr. Fitness Cook-Up Guru. Have fun making his fucking anabolic mac and cheese followed up with his protein Pop-Tart. I guarantee you that'll take double the time. It'll make you feel half as good as the way I feel. Maybe you're getting your protein in. Yeah, it's probably going to work. I'm not going to lie. Go for it. But if you want to save yourself some time, some energy, some stress, you got to go this route. And grass-fed beef, $9-10. Yeah, it's pretty pricey. No shit. But that's just, maybe it's not completely true, but that's one of the, they say that's one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, so. And then, I'm throwing in an avocado every day, at least one. Sweet potato, at least one. Onion. I don't see what you're missing out on.